Hello students, I'm Madam Joyce from Educare TZ. I'm teaching biology and today I'll be with you my advanced level to discuss our Form 5 topic, and here we are going to deal with our topic which is very interesting topic. It is called the coordination and irritability. So within our topic that is coordination and irritability, we have got several of subtopic, and here our main concern of today, we are going to discuss on our subtopic which is the sensory receptor. So my student, before we proceeding more further to discuss our main concern, we have also to recall ourselves on where we end on the last session. So my student, in the last session, we end by looking on the eye accommodation, ability of the eye to focus different kinds of objects so that it can be viewed into the retina, and that is we are calling eye accommodation or adjustment of the eye so that it accommodates different kinds of objects so that it can be interpreted within the brain and to provide appropriate response. Thus we call eye accommodation. So in our today's session also, as I promised you in the last session, that we're going to begin to see the process, the two processes that are used in the accommodation. And the first process here, it is called the reflexy adjustment of the pupil size. Reflexy adjustment of the pupil size so that the eye, it can have such ability to see the distant object and the nearby object, or in dim light and the bright light. And also we have the reflection of the light rays. So we're going to see one after another. So we're going to start looking on the reflexy adjustment of the pupil size. So what kind of adjustment does the eye perform so that to accommodate different kinds of objects entering the body? So now we are saying that the reflex adjustment of the pupil size, here we are saying that this involves the control amount of the light entering the eye, either bright light or dim light. So this one is the thing that you have to understand and to keep it into your mind. Tukisema adjustment of the pupil size, remember the pupil, it is found on the front part of the eye, and it is responsible to controlling amount of the eye to enter through the to control amount of eye entering through your eye. So now in this reflexy adjustment of the pupil size, here we are talking about the amount of the amount of light that will enter through your eye. So the amount of light now, it can be either bright light, mwanga, au inaweza ikawa dim light. It can be either bright light or it can be either dim light. Mwanga hafifu au ule mwanga unaweza kuonekana kwa urahisi zaidi during a day. That is the bright light. Or it can be either dim light. So now we have to see what are the changes that the eye possess on the adjustment of the pupil size so that the light can enter through the eye. So during in a bright light, what kind of changes? So the first change here, we are saying that the circular muscle of the iris diaphragm contract. Within the eye, we have circular muscle. The circular muscle, it is found within the iris. The diaphragm will contract. After now contraction of the circular muscles in the iris, remember the iris ndio ambayo iko responsible for allowing out to control amount of the eye, the amount of the light to enter through the eye. So ile iris muscles will contract. After contraction now, the radial muscles which are found within your eye, they relax. Hiyo ni mechanism ambayo inasaidia ule mwanga kuingia kwa urahisi ndani ya jicho. during bright light. And thereafter, the pupil size becomes smaller. Ile pupil size ina become smaller, inakuwa ndogo ndogo. Thereafter, less light enter the eye. Kwa mwanga utakaoingia ndani ya jicho during bright light or during a daytime, tunasema kwamba utakuwa mdogo. Kwa sababu gani? Due to the changes that the eye bring. That is contraction of the muscles in the iris, diaphragm, and also we have seen that radial muscles, they relax. Zikisha relax, what next? The pupil size becomes smaller. And the pupil size, when it becomes smaller, meaning that the amount of light that will enter through your eyes, it will be small or less. That is, now you can say that less light enter through your eyes. This is due to the changes that the eye provide. So now we are saying that this process prevent damaging the retina and increase the depth of the and increase the depth of focus. So kwa sababu gani mwanga unaingia kwenye jicho mdogo na during a day? Tunasema kwamba hiyo ni kwa sababu ina prevent damage of the retina. Kwa sababu mwanga ukiwa mkali kama hiyo, jicho linakuwa halina ile ability to control amount of light to enter through your eyes. Specifically hapo your retina can damage, inaweza ikaharibika kabisa. And also hapa tumesema kwamba ina increase the depth of focus. So ule uwezo wa kufocus wa jicho unakuwa unaongezeka pale ambapo mwanga unaingia kidogo ndani ya jicho. Kwa probably mwanga ukiingia mwingi ndani ya jicho also inaenda kupoteza ule uono wa jicho uliokuwa sahihi. So that is during a bright time or during a daytime. It can be daytime because during daytime is where now there is a bright light. So now, after we have seen all of the changes that are occurring within the eyes during a bright light, now we have to see the changes which will occur, or the adjustment of the pupil size during a dim light. Dim light. Tukisema dim light, meaning that hapa panakuwa na mwanga hafifu. So normally hapa inakuwa during night time, ndipo ambapo mwanga unakuwa hafifu. So now tunasema kwamba what kind of changes does the eye provide so that to accommodate such kind of changes. So now we are saying that the circular muscles of the iris diaphragm relax. So zile iris, remember iris ndio ambayo iko responsible for controlling amount of light that it can enter through your eyes. So now the iris diaphragm it relax. After relax now, the radial muscles will contract. The radial muscle ikicontract ndipo ambapo inapelekea the pupil size to become larger and more light enter the eye. So ile radial muscle ikicontract and ile iris diaphragm ika relax. Kwa mwanga mwingi utapita kuingia ndani ya pupil. So that we can say that they decrease the depth of the focus to the eye. So hapo ndipo ina decrease ile amount of light to enter through the eye. And this one are the changes now. You can see this one is the reflex adjustment of the pupil size. A, the dim light, but B is the bright light, as you can see. So here A, the dim light, but B, the bright light. Hapa during dim light now you can see dim light, that is the circular muscles na relax. Circular muscle zina relax. My student, as I have said in the previous session, every diagram that is found in biology, they marks. So even this diagram, make sure that you know to draw, because it can appear. With the aid of diagram, explain the reflex adjustment of the pupil size. So unatabaki sasa unashangaa, utasema hii na imekuja kivipi? So you have to make practice to draw. So now here, as now you can see during dim light, there is circular muscles relaxing And also we have the radial muscles contracting. We have the pupil dilates, and here we have the pupil size, meaning that a large amount of light can enter since the diaphragm of the iris it relaxes. So yeah, and during a bright light here, now you can see this a radial muscles relax, and here circular muscles contract, so pupil size will constrict. So this one is the pupillary size, the dark, the pupil size. So less amount of light will enter during a bright light. So my student, in the next part of this session is when now we are going to begin to see the eye accommodation on the process which is called the refraction of the light rays. So thank you for listening.